guys, it's your girl Yana the Mystic. Welcome to my channel, where on this channel we discuss all things spirituality, manifestation, and we throw in some lifestyle things here. So if you can't tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about self-love and how we can cultivate that. So everybody really be talking about, oh, just get self-love, blah, blah, blah. You know, everybody talks about that, but nobody actually really tells you what you got to do or what steps you can take to actually cultivate self-love. So that's what I want to do today, because I've been on my own self-love journey for quite some time. And so I wanted to share some things that actually work for me and help me in my self-love journey. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about what self-love is, what love is in general. So when we talk about love, at least loving in the right way, it's more about being compassionate towards someone. It's about, hey guys, I'm back. If you got a toddler, you know how that go, pretty much. So what I was actually getting into is what love is. And love is about compassion. It's about respect. It's about being honest. It's about allowing room to grow, about loving that person for who they are. And also just about learning that person, you know, really accepting that person. So when we talk about applying love and applying that to yourself, that means you're being more compassionate with yourself. You're being honest with yourself. You're allowing yourself room and space to grow. You're getting to know yourself. You're loving yourself unconditionally through the different phases of your healing journey. So we're talking about that today and how you can apply that. And we often give people the love that we should be giving to ourselves. Like if you like me, I'm a love girl. Like, boy, I be loving. I ain't gonna lie, I be loving. I'm just being real. So it's like, you know, I've always been used to really giving my love to other people. And like, I've always been a harsh critic for myself and not really able to give that to myself. I've always been able to be really compassionate with other people because I am an empath or whatever. So, but since we're getting into it, let's go ahead and get into my tips that help me cultivate self-love, and I'm hoping they're going to help you as well. So the first thing you want to do is actually make the decision that you're going to do it. Like deciding, as simple as it sounds, making the decision and committing to that is going to be your first step, because if you're not committed to it, then you're not going to do the work necessary to start loving yourself, right? So the first step is to make the decision, because of course where attention goes, energy flows, and you want to have your attention and your intention to love yourself at the forefront of your journey. So getting into number 2, you want to focus on your healing. Healing is a part of loving yourself. A lot of times the issues we have with self-love and self-worth actually come from trauma, unresolved childhood trauma, or things that we've been through. It could also stem from like societal standards and all of this other stuff. So what you want to do is really focus on your healing. Like get to the root of why. Get to the root of why you feel the way you feel about yourself, why you don't love yourself. Where does that come from? And so you can do that through shadow work, seeing a therapist or a spiritual counselor like myself. If you guys don't know, I am a spiritual counselor. I do help people through their spiritual journey, also with self-love and helping people reach their goals. So just in general, focusing on your healing, because what you want to do is lay a solid foundation for your self-love journey. You know, what's under there right now is not solid, because if you're here, you're trying to learn to love yourself better. So that foundation isn't solid. So what you want to do is rebuild a solid foundation by focusing on your healing. If you love yourself, you want what's best for yourself, and you don't want to walk through this life being the unhealed version of yourself. So that's my first one. Number 2, boundaries are going to be your best friends. Boundaries will absolutely change your life. When you love yourself, you respect yourself, and if you respect yourself, you gotta have boundaries. Like there's just no way around it. Like you have to learn how you want to be treated. So I would suggest, you know, maybe getting a piece of paper, writing down how you would like to be treated, how you would like to be talked to, the type of company you would like to keep, and set your boundaries around those things. Because when you set those boundaries, you're gonna cultivate healthier relationships in general, and like it's just gonna make your relationships feel better. You're gonna feel better about people, because let's be real, people will try you. People, if you give somebody an inch, they're gonna take them out. So you got to tell them, okay, this is the door, This is the door. These are the boundaries. If you want to be in my space, you got to respect me. And also that applies to other people. You respect their boundaries, but you have to learn how to set boundaries so that people can respect you. So third tip is to journal. Like, journaling is such an underrated thing. Honestly, I don't know. It might be gaining popularity, but it's such an underrated way to really get to know yourself, to really get to know your emotions, to really get those thoughts out of your head. Because sometimes we just need to get it out on paper, especially if you don't have nobody to vent to. Like for me, I'm personally a private person, so I don't want to talk to people about what's going on with me that often. I mean, I could work on that for sure. I could definitely work on that. But at the same time, it's like some things I just want to keep to myself and work through on my own. So journaling has been really helpful as to really understanding myself, understanding how I think, understanding my emotions, learning how to process my emotions in that way. Because a lot of times we just have unprocessed trauma, unprocessed emotions that want to come to the forefront, but a lot of times we just kind of try to ignore it and push it to the back. So when you're journaling, that's a way to kind of clear your mind, to kind of release, where you don't have to worry about anybody judging you for what you're saying, where you can be completely honest with yourself, as you should be honest with yourself if you really love yourself. Fourth tip is mirror work. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's standing in front of the mirror. So pretty much, like I was telling y'all before, I've always been like super critical of myself. I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'm still dealing with my perfectionistic tendencies. I'm definitely still working through that on my own in general, but it's just like I used to really be picking myself apart, like every little thing. And so mirror work is really good so that you can stand in the mirror and talk to yourself more positively. You could say the things that you love about yourself, about your appearance, about your personality, anything you love about yourself. That is the time to stand in the mirror and tell yourself. You can take out 10 minutes a day, just set a timer and really sit there and say nice things about yourself. It's easy to pick apart the things that you don't like about yourself, but to actually sit there and tell yourself what you love about yourself, uplift yourself in the mirror, really speak positively and speak life and pour that into yourself, you're going to start feeling much better about yourself. You're going to start seeing yourself in a much different light. And it's also going to just allow you to be more compassionate. You're going to be like, bro, like, why was I even going that hard on myself? Like, for real, like, I'm really the shit. Like, why was I going that hard on myself? So yeah, mirror work is really powerful with that, especially too if you have body image issues, like sitting there looking in the mirror, just admiring and loving your body for where you are now. Because in this culture, they pushing these BBLs real hard. Let's be real, they pushing them real hard. Everybody has one, and I'm not against it or anything, but my thing is definitely make sure that you love yourself where you are, even before you get that. If that's something you want to do, you want to love yourself where you are, and mirror work is really powerful in that. You just have to be consistent with it and make it a priority to do that for yourself. Fifth tip is to date yourself and learn how you like to be loved. So a good way to do this is to understand what your love language is. Whatever your love language is going to be your love language. So whether somebody's loving you that way or you're loving yourself that way, that's what it's going to be. So if your love language is words of affirmation, that means you need to be speaking positively to yourself. If your love language is physical touch, that means, shoot, rub some lotion on yourself, feel good, really touch yourself, sexual pleasure, whatever you want to do with that. But whatever your love language is, learn how to apply that to yourself so that you can start giving yourself love. Because a lot of times we're looking for somebody else to fill our cup, and we need to fill our own cup because truly we are already whole and complete. And once you understand that, you understand that nobody can't fill your cup if it's not already full. And that also you don't need to give from your cup if it's not full. You need to be giving from your overflow. So learning how to love yourself in your love language is going to be really helpful. And just dating yourself, figuring out what you like, figuring out what you like to do, what hobbies you like, just spending time with yourself and everything. That's going to be really beneficial in your self-love journey. And last but not least, be patient with yourself. It's a self-love journey. It's not a self-love day. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. And it depends on you being consistent and you being dedicated to your journey. And what you'll notice is throughout your journey, the more you start to love yourself, life is going to embrace you differently. People are going to approach you differently, especially when you're setting those boundaries. People not even going to fuck with you like that. Okay? They not going to try you. But just in general, when you're loving yourself, if you're giving yourself love, then that's all you're going to receive, because pretty much you're going to be in a space where that's all you allow in your space. And so just being patient along that journey, knowing that it's not going to happen overnight, knowing that if you focus your intention and your attention on being on your self-love journey, it's going to come together. It's going to come together. It's going to pay off. You're going to see the results. And everything else in your life is going to flourish because you're watering yourself, you're nourishing yourself and everything. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope there was some tips in here that really helped you. If you use any of these, please let me know down below in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys are doing, if you guys are using any of these tips. Also, if you have any tips for anybody who might come across this video, make sure you leave that below, because, hey, we all have to share. We all have to give each other, you know, we got to build community here, okay? And so what I say is my way, but you know, you might have something that's going to be helpful to somebody else. So really go ahead and put down some things that you guys might do on your self-love journey. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.